This video is on all the positive things about my Challenger RT. There's absolutely nothing I can find wrong with this car. I bought it on Saturday. I've had it for 4 days. I've owned it for 4 days. It's got the Mopar package in it. It's got the beautiful striping. Still got the dealership plastic on the, see the Mopar shifter? It's got the paddle shift. I got a bad hip from the military, so I can't get a shifter anymore. I would have liked a 6-speed, but the paddle shift works good for me. It's got heated seats. It's got plenty of room. The radio works good. Everything works good on it. It's got the really kind of cool, all you gotta do is have the remote around you or in your pocket, and you can lock it and unlock it. It's got this cool spoiler on the back. Came with this. I bought it from a gentleman, older gentleman like myself, that took very good care of it. This is a 2013 Challenger. I can't find any negativities with this vehicle. I've been driving it every day since I bought it, and it performs beautifully, it drives beautifully. I can't, I just can't get enough of the car. I do that because I'm a mechanic and I don't want to get any grease on my mat. I've been wrenching for 30 years, and I just like the old school of this car. I just love the way it looks. I love everything about it. It's not too fancy. It's got everything you need right there. It's not overdone. It's not too cheap. It's not too overdone. You know what I mean by too much bling? I don't like a lot of bling. The only thing I like with my bling is my wheels, because I grew up in the 70s as a hot rodder, and we always had Keystones, we always had mags, and the scoop, even though that just sits there. Everybody had a scoop on their hot rod in the old days, or they had the cowl intake. My Chevelles had it. I had 2 Chevelles. I had a 454 and a 396. I had a Dodge Demon 340 with a 3-speed. I've been a hot rodder for a lot of years. Me and my son built a Camaro Z28, award-winning, 12 trophies for show. The car's beautiful too, but I've got to say I have no negative. Okay, now when I say negative, that's a negative Nancy. Nancy's a bitch. So all the negative people out there, you must be bitches. Okay, you got to stick that little white thing up there and calm down. Let's just all try to get along and be happy in life. If you were fortunate enough to own one of these vehicles, you should be happy. You shouldn't be whining about, well, I don't like this or I don't like that. You should just think, if you bought one, you must like something about it. And then you get in it and you start, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I drove a lot of these cars. I drove the Camaros, I've drove the Mustangs, and I've drove a ton of these to find the right one. And here it is. I found it. And it's beautiful. I can find absolutely no negative things about it. There's a few things I'm going to do to it that's going to make me happier, but I'm already happy. I'm a happy, good, go-lucky guy. And here it is. Now remember, for all you young guys, when you see that RT, unless someone's putting a fake badge on their 6-cylinder, RT means that it has a Hemi. In the old days, they were 440s. They had a 440 in them, usually. They came with Hemis. You could order it any way you wanted back in the day. But when it said RT on it, it had a big block in it. It at least had a V8 of some sort. So there's a little information for you, you negative Nancys that don't know shit and that talk shit all the time. So I think that's pretty much all I got for my beautiful Challenger RT with that big old hood scoop on there that just looks like a big old hood scoop. It really doesn't do much. The only other thing I guess I gotta do is I'm gonna have to get an emblem that says Hemi and put it on there on both sides, because there's a lot of people and they're younger, and you know me, I just know unless you're putting a fake badge on, if it's got RT, it's got a big block in it, it's got something in it, it's got a V8 in it, it's got that on it. So there's some education. Unless the guy's putting fake badges on his front, that's what that means. And with that, I think he told me he was going for a like a scat cat look with that big old scoop on there. And I thought, you know, when I first looked at it, I thought, yeah, you know, that's really kind of funky looking. And then I got looking at it closer, and I thought, you know, it's not too bad, but you know, it does absolutely nothing. But there it is. It's been well taken care of. I'll put the Mopar instead of the what is it? Cold air intake. I'll put the Mopar intake on it with the I'll put the can on it for the EGR. I'll put an EGR can on it too, so it doesn't dump all that shit back into the engine. You get crummy performance, but that's not negative either. I mean, that's just the way it happens. You could run it without an EGR can, but it'd be better to do it, and it's easy. You just pop this off, and there's a couple hoses, and you know, when you put the cold air intake instead of the K&N. I didn't want the K&N. It's nice, but I want to stick with Mopar because then it won't void your warranty if you do that. So you got to be careful what you do to it when it's still under warranty. If you want to void your warranty, go for it. But for me, it's got low miles on it. I don't want to void it yet. Once it gets up there, maybe in miles, I might do a few things to it. Might throw the old computer on there and see what I can do. They always say the Hemi blocks are weak and they can't take it. And you know, there we go again. That's the negative Nancy's, or in my words, the bitch. So if you're a bitch and you're not happy with yourself, you're going to complain about every little thing on your car. Me, I think they're badass. It's almost as badass as me, but it's got to have a little more tuning, and then it will be badass as me. I got a bad landing gear, but I can still get around pretty good. And there's pretty much the overall look of it. The other thing I like about it is the remote start is kick-ass. That sounds good. I mean, I guess if I wanted to put a little more thump in there, I could. But I kind of like it. I don't know if I'm just getting older or what, but I kind of like that sound. I mean, the car is definitely sounds good, very sweet looking. And look at that, that's just badass. How can you say anything nasty about that? You can't. So let's all try to get along with each other. I don't care if you're a left winger, a right winger, and the middle winger. Let's try to get along, man. Make this world a better place for all of us so we can all have fun and enjoy life. I hope you guys got it. There we go. Silence. Well, I got to get back to work. I'm working on this crummy Bobcat over here. Okay. This is the old Sarge, the badass hip, but a beautiful, beautiful Challenger RT. And I can't find one negative thing about this car. I just think it's beautiful. And that goes for all of them. I mean, if you want a six-banger, go ahead, but I can guarantee if you've ever been a hot rodder, you'll be taking her back and you'll want to get yourself an RT to at least start. You know, if you've never been a hot rodder, please start off with an RT because this car's fast. 6 cylinders, those are like sedans. They'll get you down the road. You'll get a few more miles to the gallon. That's about it. So you're better off just getting the Hemi and going with that. That's not negativity. That's just my the way I see it. That's pretty much it. Okay, I'm pretty much done with this video. It's all been positive things about my new car. And God bless America. And let's think about our troops overseas that are getting their asses kicked or kicking ass. Either way, let's think of them boys, because without them we wouldn't be here with our cars. I've been there, I know that. I hope everybody else that have been in the boots knows that without them we wouldn't have this great America that we have. You may not like our president, but he's trying. That's all I can say for that. Think positive, don't think negative. Think positive and your life will go so much better. Take these words of wisdom and use them every day in your life. Try to say hi to someone. How are you, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Be kind. Respect. Okay? Show some respect. You know, you got to have that honor. If you don't have that, you don't have anything in your life. If you're a snowflake, there's nothing I can do for you. Eventually you're going to melt, and that's sad, but that's what's going to happen. You got to get out there. You got to work for everything you get. Okay? I worked my tail off to get this car, and I love everything about it. So once again, YouTubers, let's be positive. God bless America, and long live the Republic. Another guy that says that. That just came to me. Anyways, remember, support your military, all branches. I don't care, even the coasties. They're out there doing their job too. Don't put them down and don't mock them. That makes me mad when I see that. Be nice to everyone. God bless, amen, and adios.